Selling cards from South Lyon.
Hey folks, welcome to Lakeland Stadium here, where Leo Skupin's going to kick off. And he kicks it down. That's going to be a touchback into the end zone. The Lions are going to start with the ball 1st and 10 on their 20. And we'll see how the offense does. We had a barn burner of a game last week against Trenton. Hopefully you got to see that on the YouTube channel. Lions are looking pretty good here. We got Paul Zarate here with us, almost a full crew. We're missing the number one cameraman in the country, Matt Boyer, but Dan Pelchat's filling in for him.
Gonna do the best I can. It's tough sliding over here.
Well, Paul, welcome.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, hey, it's great to be here. Missed the first couple games, but excited to be here tonight. Lakeland, always a formidable opponent. Here we go.
And the battle of two undefeateds. And it looks like Connor Fracassi may have used that standard count and pulled him off sides. And he did. Nice getting 5 yards right off the bat without even having to snap the ball. And Connor Fracassi in the backfield. He draws back the pass, looks downfield. And that looks like it was intended for Keegan McGrath, number 2, just out of his reach. Paul, I know you missed a couple of games there, but I think this year we're seeing Connor mix the ball up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Rather than targeting one receiver.
Yeah, good to see him come out throwing the ball like that. You get an offsides call, take a shot at it. He threw it again, right where only his man was going to catch it. So it keeps the defense honest, if nothing else.
We've got Brendan Locke split down here to the left. And handoff. It's Jack Schaefer, who ran the ball quite a bit last game and picked up a first down there going off tackle.
Yeah, nice run by Jack. Good blocking out front. Got around the corner. Good first down.
Good to see the lineman out there. I couldn't see who was leading the blocking, but it was a pretty good play out there. Schaefer again behind Fracassi. And Fracassi's looking to keep it, and he gets back to about the line of scrimmage. Looks like that might have been one of those read option pass, and Connor just ended up keeping it there.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of traffic around him. Did a good job just tucking the ball, making sure nothing bad happens this early in the game. Kind of looks like he grew a little bit.
I think he did. They have him listed at 6 foot, I believe, and well, 5'11", 180.
Okay.
So a lot stockier than when he was a sophomore playing. And that's Fracassi's brother in motion, who takes the handoff, and he gains a few yards on that. Quinn Fracassi, number 10, and he picked up about 5 yards on the carry.
Taking over number 8, Toledo for Lakeland. Gain of 4, 3rd down, 3rd and 6 from the 39-yard line, 3rd down Lions.
So the Lions this year can kind of go big and or fast with their running backs. You got Jack Schaefer. They bring in Mitch Camoras. Now we've got we still got Schaefer back there in the backfield.
Yeah.
Up and movement by us.
Left
I'm going to
tackle.
say
Caleb Baker. Caleb Baker jumped a little bit too anxious there.
Start against the Lions. It's a 5-yard penalty. Puts the ball on the 34-yard line. 3rd down, 3rd and 11 Lions from the 34 down.
And with all the experience they got here, the inexperience is a line. We picked up some size from last year. You'll see Gus Taylor out there, number 44. He's wearing that because they'll move him into the backfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Fracassi looking downfield. Up, and it looks like it's picked off. Intended for Quentin Fracassi, and looks like he tripped either over the D-back or on his own accord out there, but they end up with an interception.
Yeah, I think they got a little tangled up there, Brian, and little Fracassi. Quinn went down. Unfortunate.
So the Eagles are going to take over just inside Lion territory. The Eagles hand off, go off tackle, and just a ton of Lions there. The pride of Lions bringing down the ball carrier.
Number 12, Jordan Shaw, quarterbacking for Lakeland. He's a big fella, 6'5", 200 pounds.
Better to see over that offensive line.
Yeah.
Second down, Lakeland.
They actually lost a yard on that play. Shaw again, and oh my, he was pressured by a couple of Lions there. Looked like Jesse Powell and Jack Schaefer nearly had him.
Yeah, that was Jesse in giving him some fits. Good pressure.
Lost 2 in place. Third down, 13. Right to midfield.
Jesse's having a heck of a year. Although everyone likes to hold him. The last game, the Trenton, they could have thrown holding every play on that during that game. They line up in the gun. Shaw in the backfield. He drops back to pass. He looks downfield. Up, and that's dropped there by the intended receiver. That was Scoopin, and that brings up 4th down and 12.
Number 14, Dylan Knox. Good job for the Lions there, right on the play to hit the player as soon as he received it.
The Lions have had a pretty steady defense. So they got a couple of spots that they've been moving some guys in and out on.
Yeah, it looked like Trenton exposed a couple things in that game maybe. I'm sure Coach Henson's all over that. Tighten that up. Brendan Dancer back deep.
And that one drops in front of him. He lets that bounce. And it looks like they're going to take over somewhere around the 20-yard line. You see how the Lions do with their second possession. Nice defensive stop there.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, for Cassie's pass intended for Keegan McGrath.
Passing complete.
And that was just a bit behind him.
Yeah, he had him, Brian. He was open on that slant. There was nobody near him. Just threw it behind him. Had a lot of rain earlier. I'm not sure if the field is still wet. I mean, these fields drain really well now, right? But that rain came down a lot.
They do.
In a hurry.
I know this field was here when our kids were playing Panthers, so it might be a little slick out there.
Yeah.
Mitch Kamaris in motion, hand off to Schaefer, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. So that brings up 3rd and 10. So far, it's the ball game we expected. A lot of hitting. Teams seem to match up pretty evenly. Fracassi back to pass. He's looking downfield. He scrambles a little bit. He's got Schaefer, and he's going down to the 50. He crosses the midfield, almost to the midfield mark. Great play. Oh, that was Keegan McGrath. I'm sorry. How he got so open and then just exploited that for a nice pickup there.
Yeah, they put 2 receivers out to the left, ran them both deep. Keegan snuck out there. Fracassi did a good job selling that. Yeah, he was wide open.
Wide open. Oh, the Lions are kibitzing back and forth with the sideline, and they finally decide to take a timeout. I don't know if they had too many guys on the field or weren't quite sure. Somebody was in that shouldn't have been. We'll be right back after this timeout by the Lions. Okay, we're back in action. And the handoff is number 5. That's Jordan Singleton. We got a lot of action in the Central game. Last week, not as much as Schaefer. They put the bigger back in. But Singleton's done a good job here, Paul. He took on Ian Goins' number, and he runs like him.
There you go.
You know, you can't take on the previous stud's jersey number without having a little studness in you.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that's Carlo's old number.
Yeah. So they got 3 years running of good players in that. So Fracassi takes a snap. He pitches off. I didn't see who was next to him there, but he's met right in the backfield. He's thrown for a couple-yard loss. That looks like Singleton.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a chance on that one.
So you know me, I love this offensive line. I think this line is best when they're moving. They're a very mobile set of kids. Get out there and make some blocks. So far up the gut, we've been having a few issues.
Well, we got a couple juniors on that line. So they're getting trial by fire out there. Fracassi back. Dumps it off to DeFrank, I'm sorry. And DeFrank picks up about 10 yards on that. Gets them out. It's going to be 4th and 5. So just over the Eagles' territory at the 49-yard line. And they're going to drop back into punt formation. Brendan Locke is back there.
On our team?
And he sends it for a ride down. It's a fair catch at the 20. So the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Well, here we go. And Shaw taking the ball under center. Turns around and hands off. We've got a penalty. So just as the running back hit the line of scrimmage. And we'll wait and see what that call is. Every time I guessed in the first game, I was wrong. I thought we'll just wait for the signal. And it looks like a procedure against the Eagles. So the Eagles move themselves back. It'll be 2nd and 10. Shaw back under center. He hands off, inside handoff. And there's Brendan
Dancer.
Brendan Dancer was right there, Johnny on the spot, holding that corner tight.
Good job staying home there. A little misdirection in the backfield.
Well, and that's called playing your position and holding your ground.
Yep.
So Dancer's at the safety position. And here come the Eagles dropping back to pass. And they meet him right at the line of scrimmage. It was 47, I believe, that made the tackle.
Again, Brian, you had Jesse Powell beating his man, getting in there, making the quarterback a little bit nervous. He's fast.
Yes.
He's fast.
Jesse really is. He's been a terror this year.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him running the ball at some point.
Well, he's wearing a number to be able to run it. So, you know, if you want a big beef backfield, the Lions can certainly do that. So the Eagles punting from their goal line. And nice punt. That goes all the way to the 35-yard line and takes a South Lyon bounce and comes back a little bit. So a lot of them this year have been dropping in front of Dancer, and that one sailed over his head.
We got a little field position game going on back and forth.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Fracassi back in the gun. He takes a snap, pass out to the side to Quentin Fracassi, and he's dropped right there where he catches it. So our first game, Dan and I were talking about coming from a family with a few brothers that we didn't know if we could play on the same football team on the same field, but these kids have done a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
So we have 2:51 left in the first quarter here. The Lions having their third possession. Yeah, Fracassi and McGrath split out to the left. We got trips left. And Fracassi rolling right, looking downfield, and he just throws that one away. He had Brendan Locke out there, but they might have had mixed signals.
Yeah, I think he gave Brendan the eyebrows and he didn't see him.
Yeah. So that'll make third and 12 or so, call it. It looks like the Lions are using that receiver position to run plays in and out.
Yep.
So we've got trips to the left again. Mitch Morris is out there in the slot. Fracassi looking downfield, and he's going to be sacked, brought down from behind. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. He had a couple people downfield, but he just didn't have time to get rid of it.
Yeah, he was able to step up in the pocket a little bit, but they closed on him pretty quickly.
So the Lions are going to go into punting formation here with 4th and 11, 4th and 12, with 2:06 and counting going on the clock for the first quarter. Pretty good crowd out here tonight for the rain that we had and late start. I think the South Lyon people are actually challenging the Lakeland folks for a number of spectators. And Locke gets off a great kick. And 21, I believe, is the one that got it returned at just about 4 yards. So Nate Dostal was the ball carrier. All right, well, here we go. Lakeland again going under center. And they do the old razzle-dazzle and hand it off to up the middle, but the Lions did not bite on that at all as they throw them for a loss of about 2 yards.
Yeah, nothing doing up the middle there, Brian. Dylan Knox in on the tackle.
All right, so that's 2nd and 11 for the Eagles. Again, Shaw's going to bring them up to the line of scrimmage, goes under center. And they hand off to the man in motion. And there's Stephen Shelton and Jake Newman in on the tackle, along with some help from Jack Schaefer. So the Lions did a good job of stretching that out, although they did gain about 2 to 3 yards on it. So teams really haven't run to this side too much this year where Jake Newman's standing. He's been a shutdown corner for 2 years for us, and teams kind of know that. So 3rd and 7 for the Eagles. They look back, Shaw rolling out to his right, and intercepted. I didn't catch the number of who caught that, but
Is that Jake? It was Jake Newman.
Oh, Jake Newman.
It was Jake Newman. They had him on the far
All
side
right.
of the field. Again, great pressure by Jesse Powell.
Oh.
Jesse hit the quarterback
Right.
just as he released the ball.
you know, and Jesse showed great restraint. I think he had a legal smackdown allowable there, but he just let him go.
Yep.
He had him in the grasp, and that may be why that throw came up short. Great grab by Jake Newman. I think that's the first time a team has looked that way for a pass this year. I'm not kidding you. And that's Schaefer up the middle, and he's out. He's got the goal line in sight. Oh! And that was Scoopin that made the tackle on him. But Schaefer was almost gone.
Hey, Fracassi did a great job selling that. I thought he was throwing the ball to the other side of the field, and there goes Jack around the end.
And Jack has more speed than you think.
Yeah, he was moving.
Yeah, he was. And that's the end of the first quarter with the Lions moving. We'll be right back for the start of the second. So the Lions first and 10 at the 12-yard line. The handoff is Jack Schaefer. He scoots across for, he just fights for yard after yard after yard. Schaefer did a great job with most of that, although the lineman got the hole for him. He hit it, and then the next 5 was on his own.
They did. He waited for things to develop there. He had Darren Meinrich out there in front of him, lead blocking. Great job.
That's when you like having a tight end on the spread offense, right?
There you go.
All right, so here we go. 2nd and 3 from the 5-yard line. Hand off to Schaefer again, and he's met head on. I think it was number 88, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. Schaefer won the battle, but it was a battle. I'll tell you, they stood each other straight up.
88 jumped in the hole. He thought he was going to make a great tackle, and he gets bounced back another yard. But he ended up bringing him down. It was a good play by the kid.
Yep. So no yardage on that play. Fracassi bringing us call in from the sideline. We'll see what they run here. They're taking some time. This is usually when we were drawing a play in the dirt, right? But you can't do that on turf, so you got to explain it. We got 2 in the backfield. Schaefer and direct snap to Fracassi, and it looks like he's in. Woo! Lead block by Schaefer and the other back, and so the Lions go up 6-0 here right at the start of the second quarter. The running touchdown by Connor Fracassi. Lakeland has seen this plenty of times, so they don't. They cover it pretty good, just the way you're supposed to. Kicking is Stojanovic, number 95. And his kick is up and good. No! They said no good. It must have been too high for the uprights. So it was off to one way. We did just get a pretty stiff wind here tonight, so that'll leave the score at 6-0. Lions here with 10:19 to go in the second quarter. Okay, it was Stojanovic, who it looked like that kick was good, but was not. He's kicking off here, and he drives that down to the 20, takes a bounce, and it goes out of bounds. So that one will be brought out to the, I believe it's the 35, Dan?
I believe so.
Well, Paul, that was an impressive drive that the Lions put on there after the interception. They took full advantage of the turnover and turned it into 6 points.
Yeah, they did. Some good ground game there. Jack's big run kind of got them down inside the 20, and then they just ground it out.
You know, plays like that or series like that, I think gives the offense some confidence. So they can try a couple different things, and they know that they've had some successes. So hopefully that bleeds into the rest of the game here. On a running play by the Eagles to just about a half yard or yard loss there. This defense is doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, they had nobody split on that play, Brian. Everybody up on the line and tried to jam it up the middle, and the Lions were up to the task.
Well, Dan and I talked in the pregame about how this team loves to run, and so far their passing hasn't been too successful. Running not so bad, but they're bunching it up in the middle, and we got enough guys there. Again, they do the same thing. We had the linebackers up, the safety, everybody was up in that one.
Saw a flag.
Yep, we got a flag on the play. Holding against Lakeland. When you got someone like Jesse and if you got Schaefer blitzing, these linemen are just doing anything they can to try to save their quarterback.
Right.
I wish they had a stat to see how many holding calls you had against, that you caused.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse would probably be leaving the league.
Yeah.
Here we go, Shaw. Hey, look at the roll. Oh, my gosh. That was Jesse Powell got home on that one.
Yeah, he was in his face.
Oh.
He had no time, bro.
My God. I think there's an imprint on the carpet there of number 12. Dan, you like that one?
I did, and Brian, that's exactly why they had to hold him every other play last week.
And all that holding, I think it just frustrates him to where he plays harder.
Yeah. At the wind.
And you see the wind is taking down one of the tents out there on the sideline. As the Eagles get ready to drop back and punt. They're trying to get their personnel, and we got the clock running. They're taking some time here. We'll see if they get it off in time.
Flag. Too much time.
And they did not. Delay a game on Lakeland. And I know that's frustrating to a coach. Your punting team is pretty much standard. If you're called for punt, they got to get out there.
That's right, Brian. Someone's going to hear it on the sideline.
Oh, yeah. And it's the punter's job to count to make sure you got enough guys there. And if not, he probably should have called a timeout.
Yeah.
So that's going to move him back 5 yards. And punting into a crosswind has skipped. Scoopin keeps it. And he's on his own up the sideline. He's still running. And he's down. He gets the first down. Unbelievable. Well, just when we thought they kind of hurt themselves with the delay of game, they come out and Scoopin just pulls it down and goes.
So, Brian, I think he grabbed that ball at about the 10-yard line, and he brings it out to over the 45 to barely make a first down.
And it hit the ground.
Yeah.
He fielded that like a shortstop.
It's first and 10, Lakeland from the 46-yard line.
Well, it kind of teaches you not to go downfield until the ball's kicked. So the Eagles, first and 10, they got a little trickery, and they're throwing downfield to a wide open man, but there is a flag on the play. We do have a flag. It looks like it may be coming back. And it is. So just when the Eagles had some life back into them, they're bringing the ball back.
A little bit of a roller coaster here the last couple minutes, Brian.
Oh, it sure has. Two big plays by the Eagles. And that's a defensive breakdown when you let somebody get out like that. Although they've been a run, and it looked like it was going around end, they pitched out to the quarterback. And so now they know you got to play everyone straight up. So it'll be first down again, and there's a timeout. We'll be right back. Timeout Lakeland. Alrighty. The Eagles, it's going to be 1st and 20 for them. And the handoff around end to number 5. And it's Brendan Dancer there with the sure tackle.
That was a great tackle, Brian. That was textbook.
Yep, and that's something that we didn't see 3 years ago. These guys have learned, and we used to just get burned on that end plays like that, and they're doing a pretty good job of shutting them down now. So they line up again. It's 2nd and 20. Shaw back to hand off to number 5. He's going to throw, and he throws downfield. Well, not downfield. He throws it out of bounds. I think he was throwing it to his mom. But we had good coverage downfield there.
Yeah, good job. We stayed home that time, and they're going to run. They're going to run some trick plays. We know now.
Well, and it's early for that. In a tight game like this, I would think it would be early to start pulling out those kind of plays.
Yeah, well, they're not having a whole lot of success running the ball or moving the ball down the field on us. So I think they're trying to see where the weaknesses are.
Well, I wouldn't call them weaknesses. I would call them inexperiences that they're trying to exploit. And we keep getting that. Oh, there's a little reverse. And Shaw's out in front leading the blocking. He actually set a pretty good block there. And they get almost back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to make it 4th and, well, not just so, 4th and like 14 for the Eagles. Again, a little bit of trickery with the double handoff in the backfield.
Yep.
The Lions did a good job of sticking with that. And scooping back to punt again. Get on it. And the Lions muff the punt. And they give it to Lakeland. We had 2 guys back there. One let it go, and the other one tried to grab it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Brendan touched it or not. You know, he tried to step up. I think he wanted to catch it on the run.
Yeah.
But the wind kind of caught that ball and pulled it away from him.
It was hooking away.
Yeah.
Well, the defense is going to get tested here. So the Eagles have the ball on the 27-yard line of the Lions.
55 cents for MDA. Thank you for your help and support and our effort to fight.
This has been a crazy series for the Eagles, huh?
Yeah, it sure has. 2 guys in motion. I'm not sure that's legal.
Oh, and they got number 5 at the quarterback. And Big Gus Taylor grabbed him and brought him down. Well, they tried a direct snap to that number 5. They were going to bring Shaw back in. No, they're not. I don't know if Shaw got hurt on that last series where with that lead block.
That lead block, yeah, maybe he
got hurt a little bit. And it's a handoff. And Brendan Dancer again there with the sure tackle.
Wow, Brendan Dancer. Again, textbook. Stood up that blocker, shed him, made the tackle.
So we're looking at Tate Farquhar, who's the quarterback for the Eagles now, number 5. So it's now 3rd and 13 after that couple of big plays by the defense. So the Eagles in motion. Farquhar back to pass. And it's intercepted. Big return coming back up the field. And I didn't get the number on that one.
So flag down on the return, so I think the interception's going to count.
That might have been Nathan McMaster with the interception. Up. So we had a block in the back against the Lions on the return. And that'll move them back from pretty good field position. Now not so bad at the 31. So 4:37 left. The Lions stop a big drive by the Eagles. And they'll start here right at their 31-yard line. Fracassi in the gun. Yep. Looks over in the field, gets an adjustment to the call. Passes out to Mitch Camoras, and he has trouble bringing that one in. It was just a little low and in front of him.
Yeah, I think he looked up the field a little too quick there.
Evan DeFrank was the ball carrier on that play. We had a little technical timeout ourselves up here. Had to change your battery out.
What was the battery swap? That one's on me.
So 4:10 to go in the first half. The Lions have 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 on the scoreboard. We still have Evan DeFrank back there next to Fracassi. Fracassi back to pass, looks downfield. Oh! And that was Dancer. Brendan Dancer had the ball and just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, good protection there by the line. Gave Fracassi time to throw, just a little bit off the mark.
Yeah, he did a good job of stepping up to throw that. So the Lions now drop back to punt. And that was fielded by 21, and he returns it almost back to the line of scrimmage. So the Lions with not very good coverage on that one.
No, Brian, we had somebody in there, but couldn't make the tackle. He was chased out of bounds by Minorich. But good field position now for the Eagles.
Yeah. So 3:37 to go in the first half here. Lions up 6-0.
Bob Green, please call the press box. Bob Green, please call the press box.
And we still have Farquhar in the backfield, or in the quarterback position. They went with a full house backfield there, and actually got one of their more successful running plays this evening.
Yeah, that was number 47, Dakota Myers.
I don't know that the Lions had seen a full backfield like that before.
For the Lions, it's second and 5, Lakeland to the 28. Bob Green, please call.
So the Eagles have changed up their offense a little bit with the new quarterback, going with the full house again. And this time the Lions jump off sides to give them another 5 yards and probably a first down.
Phillies offsides against South Lyon. Results in the Lakeland first down.
So the Lions swap out Lyman there to have a little conversation. Farquhar brings them up to the line of scrimmage in that full house backfield again. It's reminiscent of the Canton offense.
Yes. Yeah, it is, Brian, exactly.
And basically you tackle everybody in the backfield.
Yeah. Mitch Camoras did a good job coming up there, helping out on that play.
Mitch has had a good season going so far on both sides of the ball. So here we go. It's 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. And they had a direct snap, it looked like, to, again, 47. And he runs it in for a touchdown. or 40.
That was Luke Calito for the Eagles scoring that touchdown. Again, a little misdirection, loaded backfield. I think Lions might have got a little confused there on that.
I think so. And they took out big Eric Walrath before that. So where they took advantage of a smaller nose guard out there. Scoopin will be kicking for the extra point, and there's a timeout by the Eagles. We'll be right back. Well, here we go for the extra point try. That's Leo Scoopin doing the kicking, and that ball is up, and that one is good. So the Eagles go ahead by a point, making it 7-6 here with 2:15 left in the second quarter. We'll be right back with the kickoff from the Eagles. Now here we go with Scoopin's kickoff. And he's got the wind with him a little bit, and he's going to drive that one deep into the end zone. We'll be right out at the 20. We start with the Lions with 2:15 to go in the first half. So we got Fracassi brings him out in the gun. From their own 20, Fracassi looking downfield. And he tries to get it out to Brendan Locke. But no luck there. He had a little bit of time there again, Paul. He just couldn't find someone quick enough.
He did. Jack Schaefer did a good job staying in the backfield. He picked up one of the defenders on the rush, and Fracassi saw the open man. He just couldn't get enough on the ball to get it out to him.
So Fracassi back, he looks downfield. He's under pressure, he's scrambling around, and he's caught and sacked, thrown for a sack there. Number 52 for the Eagles. Drake Schultz.
Got to have that clock in your head, right?
You do, you really do, yeah.
3-4 seconds, I got to get rid of it.
Well, and that's one thing with the when you're under center and you got a 3-step drop, you're throwing it on that third step.
Yeah.
And it's all timing. You're throwing to a space and you hope the receiver's there. Here we go. Fracassi in motion. He gets the handoff and he is sacked.
Eagles looking for a safety there, but contact was made out at about the 2 or 3 yard line.
Oh yeah, contact and forward motion, all that fun stuff. So Lakeland calls a timeout. You think they're going to come after this punt?
I think they're going to come after this punt.
Yeah. Well, we'll be right back after this timeout. Oh, Brendan Locke standing in his own end zone to receive the kick. And he gives it a ride. Nice punt by Brendan Locke, and he's got it out to about the 47. And we're going to have a penalty. It looks like, I don't know what they'll call a block in the back or something, but Stephen Shelton got taken down by the knees.
Stephen did a good job getting down the field.
You talk about getting out of a jam. They were down on the inside the 5. Brendan gives a boot a ride out to the 47, and then there's a penalty, so it'll push Lakeland back into their own territory. So 104 left here in the first half. Lakeland has the ball down on their own 42-yard line. All right, so the Eagles are in the gun. Number 12, Shaw, is back. And they got a flag there. Jesse Powell is chasing down Shaw. And he just throws the ball out of bounds. And now we got a flag.
Oh, no.
They may be offsetting.
Well, that was a hold on Jesse, like you said. Number 75 had a hold of Jesse for 5 steps, it looked like. But I think there was a roughing on out-of-bounds play there.
And I think it might have been Jesse because he was chasing him.
Yeah.
And Shaw looks like he just kind of underhanded that ball to get rid of it.
Personal foul.
There are 2 penalties on the play.
So we got
Against Lakeland. Dead ball personal foul against South Lyon.
So I think they're going to mark off the hold and then they'll mark off the personal foul. That's what Henson's trying to tell them to do. Well, they just did the net.
They marched. Yeah,
they didn't walk back and forth.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are getting lazy.
They did that good math in their head. 15 minus 10.
From the 47-yard line.
Henson was happy with it. Although it's first down. 1st and 5 from the right at the 47, right where we. Shaw back to pass, and he completes it out to number 6 for a first down. So the Eagles coming alive here with their passing game all of a sudden.
Yeah, they are. Good takedown by Brendan Dancer there.
Shaw in the back in the gun. He's looking downfield. Up, and that one's dropped by 22. Hit him right in the hands. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Lions 43-yard line. I tell you, the first quarter was just a kind of tug of war. And the second quarter has been, we've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah, Lakeland.
Mostly on the Eagles side.
Mostly Lakeland, yeah.
So, Lakeland coming out of the huddle, still in the gun. Shaw back at quarterback after sitting out a couple of series. They put Scoopin in motion, and they're dropping back to pass again. He looks downfield, and a completed pass right about the first down mark. We had Jake Newman in on the tackle and Brendan Dancer. And they give him the first down on that one. So 35 seconds left, and Lakeland is charging. And they spike the ball to stop the clock.
Shaw spikes the ball. Brings up 2nd down.
I don't know what the timeout situation is, but I'm not sure that either team has one left. We'll be back right after this. All right. So here we go. Shaw looking downfield. And he's got 24 crossing path there, and he runs the ball out of bounds.
Nathan McMaster there on the tackle. Lions trying to keep the ball in front of them, but they're giving up the underneath pass.
You can't go to a prevent defense here.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the rush that we were getting in the first half on him. So there goes Scoopin in motion again. Shaw takes the snap. He's under pressure, throws out to Scoopin, who's tackled immediately. And he just gets a couple yards there. Clock running, 15 seconds. They line up. They're going to spike the ball again with 10 seconds left. So we'll see what they do here. If they're going to, they've got 3rd down and 9.
Well, you got time to take a shot into the end zone if that's what you want to do.
Right. I'm going to say at the higher level, you probably have 2 plays. This level, maybe 1 play and a timeout. And Lakeland talking it over in their huddle there. They're going to run a play. Shaw in the backfield. He takes a snap, throws into the end zone. And Dancer there on the coverage. And they throw a flag. Dancer called maybe for face masking. Not even sure if they had that in high school. But it was an uncatchable pass out of bounds. And they throw the flag. So now with 5 seconds left, they're going to get another play to run. And it looks like they're going to be down around the 7-yard line. They're kicking. Well, other than a field goal, I think they would have gone for, or other than a touchdown, they'd have been kicking on this play anyhow. The kick is up. Oh. And nearly blocked. Jake Newman had a great rush in on there, and that makes the score 10-0 or 10-6. Favor of the Eagles here at their home field with 1.9 seconds left. Henson is out having a conversation with the ref.
Lakeland 10, South Lyon 6, with 1.9 seconds remaining in the first half.
Scoopin here lining up for the kickoff with 1.9 left. And we'll see he does squib it. Goes out to Dancer. And he's looking maybe to pitch it, but he runs into just a pack of both teams. And that'll be your half with the Eagles up 10, Lions 6. And we'll be back in a moment and with your second half here at Lakeland High School. Well, welcome back, folks, to the start of the second half with the Lions kicking off to the Eagles. Stojanovic puts a boot in it, puts it down to the 5. And the Eagles bringing it back. And he's tackled there by Jesse Powell.
Who else?
He looked like a dog at the end of a chain when Jesse grabbed him.
Yeah, it did.
So, both teams probably having two different conversations in the locker room. One with a bunch of momentum and the other one trying to get it back. That being the Lions. So starting out on defense, the defense for 3/4 of the first half, they did a great job.
Yeah, that was a crazy second quarter. It all started with that muff punt that ended up being a 35-yard gain. And then things just kind of came off the tracks for the Lions there. So let's see if we can get it back to where we need it to be.
All right, well, here we go. Shaw's under center. He hands off to get that full house backfield. And I know the Lions got a quick education on how to handle that. If they run off about 4 yards on that play.
Jack Schaefer, Gus Taylor, Jake Newman, all in on that tackle.
So it's kind of like the old USC, student body left, student body right. And they're under center again. This time the handoff up the middle. Jake Newman's wrestling them down. That's the score. That's the play that they scored on the touchdown. And number 40 scoots through there, or 47, and they're just taking advantage of us going zigzagging, and they're zagging and zigging.
Ball's on the 48-yard line. It's first down, Lakeland.
Let's see what the Lions do on this one. They hand off again to number 7, who goes off tackle. Around end, actually, and they stop him for just a short gain there. But he still picks up about 3 yards on that play. That'll make a 2nd and 7 here at the start of the second half here at Lakeland High School, where we've got Dan Pelchat on camera, Paul Zarate next to me here, and I'm Brian McPhee. Lions shifting around their handoff again. They're trying to go off tackle around end. And he stopped for a short gain. So it's now 3rd and 4 or 5. We'll see where they mark it there. They're going to call it 4-yard line.
Good play by Steve Shelton coming up to make that tackle.
34, Lakeland from the 42. It's third down, Lakeland.
Well, you can look for just about anything as they ran 3/4 of their playbook at the end of the second half. And it's a handoff again. And a whole bunch of Lions have their hands on them that time.
47 players, the ball carrier for Lakeland.
So the handoff, and then they make it look like they're going to run an option play with the quarterback and another back running off to the outside.
Yeah, it's that quick hitter that you were mentioning earlier, Brian, that we seem to be struggling with a little bit. They did a good job of holding on to him that time around.
Back to punt number 2, Leo Scoopin.
It's a 4th and 2, and Scoopin's going to drop back to punt. We got Brendan Dancer dropping deep. The fans here thinking that they're going to try and fake it again, but we'll see what they come out with. Scoopin looking to take off, and he does the old pooch kick and kicks it out of bounds.
That'll give us good field position.
So it looks like they run that little option for the punter to either kick it or pull it down and go.
That's where the Lions will take over.
And we'll be right back with the Lions possession after this. Oh, Fracassi comes out, and we got a stoppage in play. Timeout Lakeland. They saw something a little different. They needed to regroup. And we'll be right back after this timeout by Lakeland. All right, we're back to the action. Lions 1st and 10 from about their 25-yard line. Fracassi in the backfield. He hands off to Jack Schaefer. Comes out around. No, that's Evan DeFrank again. And he picks up about 3 yards.
Number 1, Evan DeFrank, the ball carrier for the Lions. Taking out bounds on the far sideline.
The DeFrank, a junior. And the Lions sticking with the staying in the gun out there. We got Brendan Locke down to the left. Twins up top. DeFrank to the left of Fracassi. To the right, I'm sorry. Handoff again to DeFrank, and he cuts it upfield. And he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that. So the Lions not trying anything fancy here. Now we got third. Go ahead, Paul.
I'd like to see him get the ball into Brendan Locke's hands here.
Yeah, last week he had took one back to the house for off the kickoff or punt, and it was a game changer. Because he's got speed.
He's got scooping on him. Split to the left.
And there might be a little height advantage there with them. Racassi's pass out. Overthrew one guy, and it bounced off the other Fracassi out, Quinn. Quinn had a chance, but it's 4th and 5 now. So Locke is back to punt. And he gives that a ride over the heads of the returners. Shelton just missed the ball carrier. I think that he might have been down, but the referees aren't calling that. So he takes it back out to the 35.
Couldn't tell if his knee touched or not.
Well, and here come the Eagles in the full house again. And they do a great job of mixing that up and hiding the ball back there, which makes it tough. So you really just got to tackle everybody.
Brian, if you're going to run that type of offense, a key to it is selling the fakes. And it looks like Mitch Kamoris might be down here.
That would not be good news for the Lions.
Looks like he's trapped.
Yeah. We'll step out for a quick break.
All right, here we go. They're back into the gun now. Hand off to 47. And the Lions did bring him down. And that was Mitch Camoras who went down earlier. And it looked like he just had a cramp there, so they helped stretch that out, and hopefully we'll see him back in action. It's 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles. Paul, they're starting to mix a little bit up out there, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Lions defense stepping up here. Ryan Champ, good tackle on that last play, good pursuit.
So here we go. Shaw taking the snap. It's a low snap. And we sent everybody, and almost a pick there by Brendan Dancer. But Shaw had no time whatsoever. I don't think we've seen a rush like that since the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, they had almost everybody coming there.
And this is always a dangerous proposition for us with scooping back there.
Oh.
And it's a botch snap again. And I don't know what's going on with that. It's all clean. No return on the punt. Little action in the background there where Scoopin got tackled, and I sure thought they were going to call something. So Lions possession at their own 34 here with 6:25 to go in the game. Lakeland up 10-6. Fracassi goes in motion. And Connor Fracassi goes up the middle and gets a first down.
Yeah, he faked it to his brother Quinn on the jet there, kept it, and got about 11, 12 yards.
Yeah, that was a quick bang play. No hesitation whatsoever.
Yep.
So the Lions ball at the 45. 1st and 10. A breezy night here in Lakeland High School. Fracassi with, it looks like it might be Singleton in the backfield, or, yep. Number 5, Singleton, and pass out. McMasters. He makes a great catch and then got about 6 yards after. So it's going to be 2nd and short. The Lions moving the ball.
Brings up 2nd down, Lions.
So you can slow him down by grabbing the back of the jersey. You just can't tackle him that way.
2nd down.
The Lions just across the midfield line at the Eagles 47. Fracassi back to pass. He looks downfield. He spins out of trouble. And he fumbles the ball. And we're waiting to see who has it. I know Fracassi doesn't have it. There's a fight underneath there in the scrum. And the Lions got it. It looks like it was number 71. That was Adam Walrath, who just wasn't going to let the series end.
It's a big boy.
Yes, he is. So the Lions dodge a bullet there, although it moves it back to 3rd and 6. It looked like Fracassi was trying to pass that at the last second and had the ball out loose. He's got it now. He passes out to Evan DeFrank.
Well executed. Just Eagles had that covered. They sniffed that out pretty early.
Official timeout.
Well, you like to see him stretch the field a little bit, you know. Otherwise, those plays aren't going to be that effective. We'll be right back with the start after this stoppage in play. Right, here we go. Lions 4th down. They're punting. Brendan Locke back, kicks it to Skupin, and he's being chased down there by DeGraff. Actually, it was number 6 on the carry. Dave Jabiro was the returner for the Eagles. So the Lions defense has shown up again well. The offense kind of sputtered there.
Yeah, been sputtering all night. They had that one good drive at the end of the first quarter. After the interception, we got good field position, took it all the way in for the touchdown. Other than that, haven't been able to move the ball too much.
They're back to the full house backfield. And just a couple of yards on that play. Jack Schaefer in on the tackle. Okay, they do kind of nullify the rushing ability of Jesse Powell with the under center and close line. By the time he gets from his DN position.
Yeah, it's a good observation, Brian. You're right.
So handoff again up the middle. And they get about 3 yards on that one. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 4. So we'll see what the Eagles dial up here. It's a big play for the defense here with 2:34 left in the third quarter. And they roll out. Shaw rolls out. He throws down to 47, who makes a big play there. He ran it deep enough for the first down and then gained about 8 more yards after that.
That was a well-executed play, Brian. They put a man in motion to the left, and then they came back to the right on the rollout, and he hits the man underneath.
Yep. Well, we'll see. The Lions can't get a stop here. Handoff again. Good stop by the Lions there.
Jesse Powell in there again on that tackle.
So 2nd and 9 for the Eagles with 1:58 left in the third quarter. The Lions are going to need to start looking at getting a stop and trying to get the ball back. With the Eagles running the ball so much, the game is flying by.
Yep, keeping it on the ground. Clock's running.
And a handoff again, number 6 around end. The Lions stretching it out, and he gets around the end. And he's going to get about 7-8 yards, and we got a flag over there as he was tackled after he got out of bounds. That's a tough play, especially at this age. You know, you're focusing on the ball carrier, not necessarily the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, that occurred on the far side of the field, so it was hard to see, but you're right, Brian. I mean, you're trying to run down a player that's pretty quick. He just gets around the end. It's hard to pull up.
Right. So that'll move the ball up to the 30-yard line of the South Lyon Lions. The Eagles marching right now with 1:27 in a second. They're in the full house backfield again. Shaw under center. He hands off, and Bunch of Lions there. Oh, they stripped the ball.
Jake
Nice
Newman.
rip.
Jake Newman got his hand in there, ripped it out.
I got a great shot of it.
Well, and our cameraman Dan Pelchat was just talking about how we need someone to step up and something to happen, and Jake Newman made it.
Yeah, I needed a spark.
He did a great job of ripping that ball out of there.
That's a big break for the Lions there. It's third turnover of the game. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Yep, so Lions ball at their own 27. They got the momentum on their side now. So Fracassi in the gun. He hands off to Jack Schaefer, who goes off tackle, and he's dragging about 4 Lakeland Eagles with him. And leaves 2 of them on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at someone getting hurt. I'm just saying that Jack runs so dang hard. You know, so good blocking again up front by your linemen.
Yep.
And creating that hole for him. Jack getting to the second level. And so 2nd and 4 for the Lions. Fracassi hands off to Schaefer again. Oh, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. They tried to take his head off there. I think they're lucky they didn't get a face mask. So that'll make it now a loss on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Lions. We got 20 seconds in the quarter. They may, it looks like they're going to run a play. Nine seconds. Fracassi takes the snap. He looks downfield.
There you go.
He's over there to
Brendan Locke.
I don't know if he ran it deep enough to get the first down, but we'll see where they mark it. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, no, he didn't run it deep enough, Brian. You're right, but I don't think that was a very friendly mark either.
No. So we'll be back at the start of the 4th quarter right after this. Okay, so the Lions are going to start the 4th quarter punting. Brendan Locke
Flag.
kicks it up, and that's a fair catch at the 35. But we've got a flag back here. So if that's on us, we got to re-kick it. It looks like the penalty is against us. We had a false start on the Lions. They're going to bring it back and make them re-kick it.
I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, you get the ball.
35-yard line ain't bad.
It is. Look at the flag.
So the Lions are going to re-kick this one. And Locke steps into this one, and it's a fair catch again.
Well, they got their 5 yards.
They got 5 yards, so it worked out for the Eagles. Oh, we'll be right back with the Eagles' possession right after this stoppage and play. And here we go. The Eagles come out in that full house backfield. Hand off to the middle guy. Up, and he's off tackle and gone. He's down to the 40, to 35, to 30, 20, 25. And he's tackled just at the goal line. Nope, they're calling it a touchdown. Jack Schaefer and Brendan Dancer did their dangdest to get in there, but not before he got in right at the cone. I'll tell you, he gets through that second level. We're so bunched up, there's no one there as a safety valve. And that's the second time it's happened to the Lions tonight.
Yeah, that was that little quick hitter up the middle again. And like you said, Brian, he got through that first level, and then they had one miss, and that was it. He was off to the races.
That kid had some speed. Well, that silenced this side of the stadium. And the extra point is good, making it 17-6. So the
Fans, we do have a winner for the 50-50.
scooping the kickoff with 11:36 left in the game. And he drives that one deep. And it goes out in the end. Oh, just at the 1. So that'll bring the ball back up to the 35 for the Lions. So a little bit of a break for us there, huh?
Yeah, we got to take advantage of this, Brian. Time's starting to run out here. Lions got to put something together, put together a good drive.
Yep, there's 2 scores down. Last year we saw this team face a lot of adversity, and they handle it every single time it faced them.
Right.
So we'll see what they dial up here. They were down last week against Trenton a couple times and came back. So
First and 10 Lions to the 35.
we'll see the job that the coaches have done.
Phone has been playing. Thank you.
The players still got to play the game, but I think the coaches help out in situations like this.
Sure.
Fracassi back to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got some trouble there. He looks again. He's got Brendan Locke, who's behind everybody. Oh! Wow. This is what we've been looking for, Brendan downfield, and then it slips through his fingers.
Yeah, he had him, Brian. He was open. He just, I didn't know that ball got up in the wind a little bit. I think it pulled it towards this sideline. Brendan had to turn around, just couldn't keep a beat on it.
Well, it's good Fracassi found him. You know, they know they can go downfield. I'll have to see what they can do here. Oh. Well, we got Fracassi breaking the huddle with them here. They're at their own 35-yard line. 2nd down, 10. Locke split out to the right. And Fracassi back again, looking downfield. He's got some time. Now he scrambles around. He's got somebody open, but he's running. And he gets down to, gains about 8 yards on that. Nice scramble to get away from some trouble. And that'll make it 3rd and 2 now for the Lions.
3rd and 2 Lions from the 43-yard line. 3rd down.
So we'll see how they do here with 3rd and 2. You got Schaefer in the backfield behind Fracassi. They give it to Schaefer. He zigs and zags, and he gets across for the 1st down Lions. Good running there by Jack.
Yep, good hard play. Good blocking by the line. Gave him a little hole. Jack knew what to do with it.
On the tackle for Lakeland. 1st down Lions from the 46.
So 1st down Lions. We got 10:30 left in the game. And Locke goes up top to the left. Schaefer in the backfield. Oh, and Fracassi overthrows Quinn Fracassi. And it looked like he has some running room in front of him there.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Connor ever got a good grip on that ball.
Well, you don't know if this air has a little humidity in it. It might be making that ball a little slippery.
Hey, we talked about it at halftime. It's the Friday the 13th full moon going on.
Well, we'll see if they can't get a little of that werewolf in them and get in the end zone. It's Schaefer and Fracassi in the backfield. Locke up top. Hand off to Schaefer. He goes off tackle and he gets about 4 yards.
Schaefer the ball carrier for the Lions.
And that makes it 3rd and about 7.
Schultz on the tackle for Lakeland.
Well, you can't question Jack Schaefer's dedication to the game, boy. That guy, he touches the ball, and he's giving it everything he's got.
He sure does. So big play here. Right at midfield, 3rd and 6. Clock is running. Fracassi back to pass. He's got Quinn Fracassi in the middle, and he catches it for a first down. Quinn did a good job running that route deep enough for the first down, and found himself open, and his brother Connor found him.
Yeah, Connor did a great job keeping his head up. And like you said, Quinn ran a good route, and then he found that open spot, and he just kind of sat there, allowing Connor to find him, and he delivered a strike.
And let's give the offensive line some credit for giving him time.
Yep, for sure.
Locks down to the right. Quinn Fracassi in motion. And Connor keeps it. He goes up the middle for about 4. They're running those quick plays. No hesitation.
Yep.
Getting some success with it.
Yep. I like that call. Coach Stalter getting the plays in there quickly.
Yeah, using those receivers to run them in and out. You got Jack Schaefer to the right of Fracassi. Fracassi back to pass. He's looking downfield. Stephen Shelton in the corner. And that's incomplete in the end zone.
Yeah, again, Brian, I think up in the air, right up in the air, pulled it towards this sideline and ended up landing out of bounds.
The defensive back did a decent job of keeping Stephen from having any of the field to work with.
Yeah, he did. He did. Good defensive play there. Got to take that win into account now. It's like that wedge from 105 yards out.
Yeah. So we got 3rd down and 5. Schaefer again in the backfield. Fracassi rolling out to his left. And I didn't see who got the ball there, but and they're giving him a first down.
It was Quinn.
That was Quinn Fracassi. Again with another first down catch.
Yep.
So 1st down and 10 at the 25. First drive the Lions have had since their touchdown.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. Stringing together a couple first downs.
Fracassi and Shelton are split to the right. And a handoff to Schaefer. He gains a couple of yards there. He did such a great job of covering up that ball.
Yeah.
You know, 2 hands while in traffic. So 2nd down and 8 from the 23.
Little confusion on the play calling here. Lions might have to take a timeout.
And they do.
Oh no, they got a.
Oh no, we got an official
Lakeland.
Yeah, official timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll stop with this timeout and be back to see how the Lions do with this drive. Okay, so clock is running at that official timeout as a Lakeland player was being attended to. Fracassi takes the ball. He rolls out to his right, and he throws down to trying to catch that. Gets Quinn Fracassi again. And he picked up about 3 yards on that, so it's going to be 3rd and 3, looks like.
A couple of the fans wanting a flag on that play. Close to the out-of-bounds line where he was knocked out after getting 2 unsportsmanlike called on the Lions earlier.
And here we go. 3rd and 1. Schaefer with the ball. No, that's DeGraff. DeFrank, I mean.
Fracassi.
Did Fracassi keep that one?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I thought it was, yeah. All right, so we get a first down there, 1st and 10 on the 16. I need to get new glasses. I'm going to need to check out one of our sponsors that does eyeglasses.
First and goal, Lions from the 6.
Yeah, Connor took the snap there, and Schaefer led the way. Connor just followed him, bounced it outside, got a couple extra yards. Good first down.
Connor's always proven to be a pretty good runner. So Quinn's in motion, and we got flag almost immediately.
There's a flag on the play.
And it looks like it might be against the Lions.
Quarterback keeper, and there is a flag on the play. Penalties illegal procedure against South Lyon.
Yep, so illegal procedure there, Paul.
Yeah. Little frustration on Coach Henson's part there.
Well, that'll move him back. So they have the ball on the 11-yard line. First and goal from the 11. Fracassi back to pass. And he throws it. Brendan Locke.
Right over the top. Brendan went up top. Stole the ball from him. Nice throw.
Good athletic move to pull that ball in. And the Lions 12 now.
Yeah, got to go for 2 here.
Yep, and it looks like the Lions are probably going to go for 2 to make it a one-score game to tie it up. Yeah, Gus Taylor going in there.
It's a big play here, Brian.
This is.
Oh. Timeout.
Timeout by Lakeland, I believe.
Lions.
Up the Lions. So we'll be right back for this extra point try, the 2-point conversion after this timeout. Okay, the Lions taking the field again, lining up for a 2-point conversion with the score 17-12. Fracassi takes it. He runs around end, and he throws, and it's caught. They're saying he was out of bounds. It sure looked like his feet were in. I'd really love to have a replay on that one, but Quentin Fracassi made the catch and was called out of bounds.
Yeah, Brian, we're a little ways away here, but I had a pretty good view of it. It looked like he got both feet down, like a pro catch in bounds.
Well, I don't see the coaches jumping up and down too much.
No, you're right. Not that it would.
And so the Lions just missed on that one, but they're going to be kicking off here. And it's Stojanovic with the kicking duties. And a strong crosswind kicks up, and he gives it a ride. And it's down to about the 18-20. Number 7 for the Eagles, and he's brought down about the 33-yard line of the Eagles. Now this is not a good sign. Jesse Powell walking off holding his shoulder there like he got a stinger. So now the Lions defense is going to get the call to stand up and get a stop and get the ball back. The students are back into it here also. Well, it's a one-score game.
A lot of time left.
And there goes that full house backfield. And they again do a great job with that fake. But you got to tackle anybody coming through the line.
Right, for sure.
Camino, the ball carrier for Lakeland. One on that play. It's 2nd and 9.
So 2nd and 9. Clock is running with 6:04 left in the game here. This is always a frustrating time of waiting to see if they get to take all the time they want and run the clock off. 47 again. He's been a workhorse for Lakeland. And it looks like he is about 4 yards on that carry. It'll make it, well, it's going to be 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, Lakeland with the 37-yard line. 3rd down, Lakeland.
Lions shifting up some players here. Coach Henson's always a little animated, but even more so now. Big play here, Paul.
Yep. Let's see what the Lions can do on defense.
And it looks like they stack them up.
Great job.
Yeah, they got a couple of yards, but it's going to be 4th and 4, 4th and 3, with 4:46 left on the clock.
You know, Brian, they've had some issues with the snap back to the punter here. Maybe you bring a little pressure and hope for that again.
You know, you're right. I would go after it. I wouldn't even send anybody back because we haven't had good luck back there tonight. So the Eagles punting. Scoopin takes the snap. The punt's off. And he's a little bit of a shankopotamus, use one of Dan's words. And we're going to get the ball at about the 42-yard line. So good field position for the Lions taking the ball here with 4:10 left in the game. With the score, Eagles 17, the Lions 12. And the Lions line up. Fracassi rolling out to his left, his right. He's looking downfield, and he gets out of bounds. He's chased out by number 88 for the Eagles. A smart play there. I'm not sure he had anybody open downfield to throw to, but he got a little bit of yardage and stopped the clock.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. Smart play. Plenty of time left.
So Fracassi and Schaefer in the backfield. Fracassi takes the snap. He's looking downfield. He takes the ball. He goes off and he gets just maybe a yard or back to the line of scrimmage. The Eagles with good coverage downfield. There's 3:47. Clock is running.
Looked like Brendan Locke was open there for a minute, but couldn't get the ball out to him.
Yeah, so 3rd and 8, big play, big 3rd down play here. Scoopin's covering Brendan Locke. Oh, and we got a flag. Offensive holding. Schaefer was about to get open, and the linebacker grabbed him. And Locke was open across the middle.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, my God.
Instead of the hold, it was pass interference. It'll be 15 in a first.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that, Dan.
No problem.
So the Lions will have first down from their Eagles 40. Fracassi looking downfield. They got a little blitz on, and Schaefer grabs the ball. A little screen over the middle. Good job getting rid of it. He had 2 guys barreling in on him.
Yeah.
So they get a few yards on it. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Schaefer got about, again, 2 or 3 on his own,
Yep,
dragging some Eagles.
Exactly.
Oh, we got a called timeout. And that's on the Eagles. So Lakeland taking a timeout. And we'll be right back. And here we go. Second down for the Lions. Fracassi and Schaefer in the backfield. Fracassi looking downfield. He's got Brendan Locke for a touchdown! Brendan Locke! Oh my gosh! Did you see that?
Wow, did he get open?
He did.
And Connor threw a strike. Beautiful.
Well, I was kind of watching him, and he just burned the guy that was covering him, cut inside, and without any help from the safety on top, Brendan was wide open, and he grabbed that one and pulled it in.
And hey, great job by the offensive line. Connor was able to sit back there. He wasn't under duress. He got the ball off well.
Yep. So here they come out again, and they're going to go for two. Try to make it a 3-point game. That was a beautiful pass.
That was.
And here goes Connor up the middle, and he's stopped. He's short of the extra two. So that makes the score 17-18 with 2:35 to go in the game. To borrow a line from one of my favorite announcers, Mickey Redmond, this is no place for a nervous person. We'll be back with the kickoff here with 2:35 to go, and the Lions take the lead by 1, 18-17. All right, here we go. Stojanovic with the kicking duties. 2:35 to go, and he kicks it into the stiff wind that's out here. They take it at the 10. Number 7 returning it. Oh, and he almost broke through. He got out to the 30-yard line there. We got another Lion down with a cramp, it looks like.
Dylan Knox, number 14, with a big tackle there, because you're right. They had a head of steam running there.
So we'll have a little stoppage and play here while we take care of this injured player. And so the Eagles starting at their own 31-yard line here with 2:29 to go in the game. Jake Newman just walked off, but they've got a trying to pass, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for number 6. A pretty good rush on by the Lions there. The fans getting into it here on the South Lyon side of the field. And the Eagles in the gun. Shaw back to pass. And intercepted! That was Steven Shelton. Steven Shelton with the interception there. With 2:16 to go. And he was thrown over the middle. We had a pretty good rush on. He just kind of rushed that pass, and Shelton stepped right in. You can see the fans here fired up. We talked about this team last year facing adversity and how well they handle it, and they had some adversity in front of them here tonight, didn't they?
There's no doubt about that. And you know, that's the thing about being a power run team. Once you're forced into a corner and have to throw the ball, it's not necessarily a good thing, and the Lions able to take advantage.
So hand off to Schaefer. And he gets some pretty good yardage there.
Well, when you talk about adversity, Brian, that defensive series, you got two of your key guys over on the sidelines, and Jesse Powell and Jake Newman, and it's next man up.
Right.
And they did a good job there.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. So there's a timeout out there now with 2:11 left. I think you're going to see a steady feeding to Schaefer here. So the Lions have the ball on the 30-yard line of the Eagles. You want to really start rooting for the clock right now.
That's right.
The Lions with 3 in the backfield. And Fracassi keeps it. Running behind Jack Schaefer.
For the Lions. 52 Schultz on the tackle.
Yeah, Jack Pesh out there, also number 33, helping with the blocking duties.
4 yards ends it.
Yeah, so it's 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Clock is running. We got a man in motion. Fracassi keeps it.
Face mask.
Oh, and we may have a face mask.
I had a great look at it through the screen.
And the Lakeland player just slapped his hands knowing he did it. And it doesn't look like it was intentional, but it doesn't matter. We got 1:23, stoppage of the clock with the penalty. We'll walk that off for a first down.
Lions first down. Ball from the 23-yard line, first down Lions.
And a lot of happy Lion fans right now that are standing and cheering their team on. Clock starts running. We're going to have just under a minute to play. And the Lions take a knee. So there's no timeouts left for Lakeland. They can't stop the clock. You just need 2 more kneels and this is the ball game. Well, Paul, well, I thought maybe having a whole crew back here, things might not have gone so well. But turned out the beginning of the game and the end of the game were great for the Lions.
Absolutely. Little full moon action in the middle. And but yeah, no, the Lions pulled it out. That'll do it.
Got a little werewolf in them there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And that's going to be your score with the Lions winning 18-17 here at Lakeland. I would think that you would call this a little bit of an upset the way these teams have been playing this year. And Lakeland might have been the favorite. But the Lions just held on and never gave up. And we'll be back with the wrap-up here right after this.
Woo, how about that one, boys?
Oh, my gosh. What a game. You know, the middle didn't give you a lot of hope. But this team never gives up. Last year, they never gave up. This year, they still came out there with confidence. They had to change the offense up a little, start throwing, you know, a little 2-minute offense. And they did a great job. The offensive line gave them time to throw. Connor found the guys down the field for the first downs, for the touchdown. You know, it's Friday Night Football.
Yeah, it was. And, well, welcome back. Not a whole lot's changed. The Cardiac kids are still here.
Good to be back. You guys were saying it the whole game. They know how to face adversity. They know how to come back. The coaches keep them in the game, keep their heads straight. And but we saw a couple different teams tonight, it seemed like. At times we were in disarray, but when push came to shove, they knew how to put things together and get the ball down the field.
You know, at the end of the day, and you know, this is more of a comparison to college and pro football, all that matters is you got the W. Wasn't pretty. I'm sure the boys are going to have some things to work on, but at the end of the day, they found a way to win with the coaching staff, and they should be proud. That's going to be a fun bus ride home.
Oh, sure will. You know, coming in here, I'm not sure that they would have been favored. Lakeland went deep into the playoffs last year. They had a lot of their kids back. They were a big team. They were successful in their first 2 games. And, you know, I don't know that they gave us much credit for our wins. Central wasn't a big task. Trenton was.
Yes, they were.
And I think that was a good tester for them coming into this game, getting them ready for, Lakeland, the Walled Lake Northern and Western game. Those will be big games for us. So, again, they continue on undefeated in regular season.
Well, it was tough looking for players of the games tonight. Could have really went anywhere. Where are you guys feeling?
Yeah. Well, on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to look at Brendan Locke, for the big touchdown at the end there. He made some great catches, and he's always a factor. He's a decoy out there that helps everybody else on the field.
He has to be accounted for.
Yes, you have to. You put your best guy on him, and he made it happen. So we're giving it to Brendan Locke.
I like that. And defensively for our tough guy?
Yeah, on the defensive side of the ball, I think we'll go with Jesse Powell tonight. Jesse, especially early in the game, he was in the backfield almost every play. He made a couple big tackles back there, but he rushed the passer almost every play that he was in there. And you guys were talking about it too. He also draws such attention that he's drawing penalties. He's drawing a holding penalty. They could probably call one every play. But, he drew a couple big penalties towards the beginning of the game. So, the defensive player of the game, Jesse Powell.
I agree. Jesse, just very much like Mr. Locke, has to be accounted for on every play, and if he isn't, you're going to know about it. And so I love both those selections. I love having both you guys back this week. We're missing Matt Boyer on camera. I hope we did a good job. It's been a while since I filmed, but I had a practice a couple weeks ago. So, we thank you very much for joining us. It was a very tough week here in the community with the loss of former Mayor Ted Wallace, who, for those of you that don't know, it's tough to put an explanation on it. Before the internet and all this, where we do the games and it's tape delayed at, for 30 years here in town, we were the only team that we got to go play somewhere, and later that night we'd get to go somewhere and watch the game, and that was pretty special. So the boys coming back tonight and winning one for Ted was good. So with that, we'll wrap it up. We'll see you next week. We got 3 straight in the jungle, so we hope to see you out there. And for Brian McPhee, Mr. Paul Zarati back in action, and Dan Pelchat, remember folks, it's a great day to be living in America, and we will see you next time. Thank you.